Hello, y'all. Hello. Today is Monday, April the 13th. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for tuning in to Carol's Daily Sauce. As I said on last week, going to get some stuff out. This is actually an audio. However, I'm going to be uploading quite a bit on today, but I did want to make sure that I'm getting something out today. So what we're going to start with right now are a few news stories. I've seen two news stories that really grabbed my attention. First and foremost, I don't know if you are aware of this, but Floyd Mayweather has a daughter, and her name is Yaya. And her name is Yaya. Yaya is in her early 20s. Now, Yaya, it is believed, was dating Young Boy, and I think they call him NBA Young Boy. I'm assuming he's a rapper by that name. Yaya and he were said to be dating. It is thought that Yaya, who is actually Floyd Mayweather's daughter, went over to NBA Young Boy's house, and upon going over to Young Boy's house, she noticed there was another woman there. Problem, because we know that when we are quote unquote dating someone and someone else is over there, you know, especially being sisters, we want to know what's wrong, what's going on, what's she doing here? Is she delivering Avon? I mean, what's up? They ended up, meaning Yaya and the young lady, ended up getting into a fight. They got into a physical altercation. And the young lady, not Yaya, but the other young lady who was at NBA Young Boy's home, ended up getting stabbed. Okay? Now, we see all this tomfoolery all the time. We see rappers, we see singers, we see people getting into physical altercations all the time. The problem with this particular physical altercation is that Yaya Mayweather is facing up to 99 years in prison for this particular incident. We will keep in touch to see what's going on with this. Y'all, I mean, with all, you know, it's too much stuff going on first and foremost in the world as it is, as a whole. But then you get folks that want to literally do crazy stuff. And you're like, where do they really have the time to do this? I mean, yes, we all do have a lot of time on our hands. I totally and completely understand that. But with the extra time that we have on our hands, I think, no. I know that it would be better served if we did it on things that are helpful and not hurtful toward others. Moving on to the next subject. This particular one, I was a bit hesitant about talking about because on YouTube, as a content creator, not so much necessarily as a subscriber or someone making comments in the comment section, but as a content creator, we are limited from using the word that is going on in our world. We are unlimited from using the pandemic word. So I won't be using that today. But I will tell you guys that I did a video some time ago, and I'm going to have to pull my computer out and charge it up because I really need to get to the point where I am suggesting the video for you to look at, that I'm referencing in the video that I'm actually in the video or audio that I'm actually having. Long story short, the video that I'm referring to that I have uploaded in the past was a actual video called Moving to China. And that particular video was a video about Black Americans who have up and left, who feel it's safer to live in China, it's safer to live in Asia. They don't have the racial problems with police officers, with other races and ethnicities and things of that nature. So they've moved to China or in the Asian area of the world to kind of alleviate that. Well, with this outbreak and the things that are going on, I have read in the last couple of weeks in headlines and articles on the internet that Blacks are being targeted for racism in China. Instances such as these people have been renting their places for years. Some of them have been here years and years and years. Many people have lost their jobs simply because they are Black. Many people have actually been living, as I said, in houses. And what ended up happening is here recently, with the onset of this racism thing, they are meeting with their landlords, and their landlords are telling them they have to leave the area, leave the house as soon as possible. No time, they don't give them any time, they just have to go. Now, in further reading, I found the reason this is taking place right now is because there was a quote unquote rumor that Africans or Blacks in their countries, Nigeria, were conducting another pandemic, which in turn turned out to be a rumor. But it's just so sad that when the world is in a disarray all over, I mean, this isn't only in California, this isn't only in Wisconsin, this isn't only in any of the 50 United States. This is all over the world. This is in the UK. This is in Africa. This is in Malaysia. This is in China, Wuhan, where it supposedly started. So there are so many things that are going on. I will be including some more stories, but I did just want to touch on those two because I haven't done any stories in a while. So y'all, while I'm trying to find a picture, because in these audios, sometimes when I do news stories, I do like to include pictures. I'm also going to be including a YouTuber who actually discussed this further, because I want you guys to be able to go to that if that is what you want to do. The rumor with the Blacks in China is that it is now thought that the Blacks, Nigerians, Africans, any person of Black ancestry, the rumor is they actually brought the virus to China from their neighboring countries. Y'all, if this is not some nonsense, this is so crazy. I mean, we have to throw it on somebody. Why not throw it on them? You guys, they are actually literally harassing Africans or Black Americans in China now. They can no longer go into restaurants, bars, and things and have something to eat or drink out of the fear of feeling they won't be served because of the rumor that they are the actual ones who are bringing the virus into the country. Y'all, this is ridiculous. If it's not one thing, it's another. And I believe that we, as a Black people, have had to go through so many other things. This is yet another level of something that we have to go through. Instead of accepting the responsibility of whatever, however the germ even came into the universe, however it even came, because the reality is No one really knows. I mean, we can do all kinds of studies. We can go all the way back. We can remember when. We can do all of that. But somebody is going to have to be blamed for it. Why not let it be us? So let's move on over to New Orleans. So we know that New Orleans is also, as well as so many other states and countries, on the shutdown, the lockdown. New Orleans is one of the states that has had a huge outbreak of all kinds of stuff. Well, Mario Vergara, who is a 27-year-old woman from Pueblo, Colorado, decided that she was going to walk into the New Orleans airport, and I believe it's called the Louis Armstrong Airport, and go to the Spirit Airline Counter butt naked. So we have a stay in place order at home. I guess Mario didn't think that stay in place order applied to her and went to the airport. And when she went to the airport, as I said before, she was naked. It caused obviously a ruckus, and the authorities were called. By the time the actual authorities arrived on the scene to deal with Mario, she had by this time put on a dress. However, the dress was not covering up her body completely, revealed that she did not have on any underwear. So the police officers started a conversation with her, asking her what was going on, why is she trying to travel without clothes, and so forth. To make a very long story short, Mario resisted arrest, did not want to put on any clothes, and unfortunately was arrested and taken out of the airport and was charged with resisting arrest and indecency in public. Y'all, when will people, I often ask myself, sad thing about me asking myself is I cannot answer questions for people. I can think of what I think they might be thinking or what they might be going through or something of that nature, but why would you come into an airport naked with no clothes on, trying to get on a flight? Attention seeker or on drugs, one or the other. She either was looking for attention or on drugs. With everything else going on, people want to make their own headlines, and she sure made one. She made a headline to jail. I just, I'd rather stay in my house, stay to myself, keep myself busy doing things than to be out there with nothing to do, because there's nothing to do out there, you guys, than to be out there with nothing to do and looking for things to do. Because oftentimes when we look for something to do, we find ourselves doing things that we have no business doing. If the authorities have actually said or put in place a stay in place order, it has purpose and it has meaning, and we have to abide by it. But you know what? People don't even abide by the laws of the land. They don't even abide by police officers, and children don't abide by their children. I mean, we don't even abide by the laws of the Lord. So I mean, it's not so shocking, but it is. I mean, this is something that can literally take your life, and people are acting as if it's not even that serious. I mean, as I said before, I don't know if I mentioned this in another video or not, so forgive me if I'm being a broken record. I actually was in the restroom, and we have this little bitty window that you can look at out of in the restroom. And when you look out of the window, you can see people passing by, not real close, but you can see people afar passing by. And what I noticed on yesterday when I was looking out the window is I noticed a lady who had a mask on. She had a mask on her face, had her mouth and her nose and everything covered up. And she was walking with two children down the street. And the children were teenagers. And they didn't have on masks. Now, this is the thing that I really have a problem with. And I know this is about our news stories, but this is really something that I really want to share. Why is it that we have young people who don't take wearing a mask seriously? See, what ends up happening, young people, if you're listening, is when you go out, you have a pretty good immune system. But whether you have a good immune system or not, if something is off kilter, if you're not feeling well, if your defenses are a little low on one particular day and you come in contact with somebody who is sick, you can in turn get sick and then take it home to those that are older than you who have bodies and defenses that are not as strong as yours. And what you in turn do is you put that older person or that elderly person at a greater risk because they don't have the healthy body defenses that you have as a young person. So people, make your young people wear masks when they go out. If they don't want to wear the mask, if the mask is not cool, let them wear a scarf or something to cover up their face to prevent the virus. Another thing too, you guys, that we need to be doing, and I don't believe a lot of people are doing, when you go out and about and you have that mask on your face and you come back in your house, throw that mask in the washing machine. Spray that mask with some Lysol or disinfectant or something. I throw it in the washing machine every single time, because just because you didn't interact or encounter with someone who was infected doesn't mean the next time that you won't. It could be something, could be incubating on your mask. We don't know. Protect yourself. Go ahead and share with you my last actual story. And this one is very dear to my heart. This is Amazon. Amazon, as mostly everybody in the world knows, is one of the one of the world's biggest e-commerce businesses ever. And one of my favorite, probably my favorite. I mean, literally, y'all, you can get everything at Amazon. You can get food, you can get cleansers, you can get clothes, you can get jewelry, you can get everything at Amazon. It's limitless. Long story short, Amazon has been inundated with the onset of everything that's going on in the world today. There are a lot of companies that are doing delivery. They're delivering groceries, they're delivering alcohol, they're delivering this, they're delivering that. Well, within the last couple of weeks, Amazon has ran into some huge problems with delivery. Now, you guys know, if you watch me on a regular basis, well before the pandemic and everything that has been going on in the world, I had already been ordering through Amazon Fresh. I'd already been ordering through Amazon Fresh. I am not one who likes to go in the store and be in the store 3 or 4 hours shopping. If I have the convenience of doing it at home in the privacy of my home and they get it right, I do it. So Amazon had worked very well for me. It had worked very, very well for me. I was very pleased the last couple of times that I have ordered from Amazon. When the pandemic broke out, everybody in Frank's Pappy wanted to order their food online. They didn't go to Instacart. They didn't go to all of the other deliveries. They wanted Amazon Fresh, which caused me to not be able to, y'all, when I tell you I am an avid Amazon shopper, I shop Amazon for everything. For everything from body soap to other needs, to food, to fixing things around the house. If you need it, Amazon has it. But what ended up happening is the need to have things delivered with the stay in place order in effect became overwhelming for Amazon. So there were like times that you actually could have your items or your groceries delivered to you. When the pandemic became aggressive, you could go 2 or 3 days, sometimes weeks, without being able to get in and get a delivery date set up for your groceries or your other needs. So what has happened is Amazon has ended up taking on their delivery, but they also had hired some other delivery companies, which they have ceased that agreement. I learned on yesterday. Amazon is only going to be delivering their own things. Long story short, what has happened with Amazon is they're just inundated. They're inundated with orders. So if you are a new customer coming in wanting to order from Amazon Fresh, you have to wait for an invitation, which to me is really good, because for those of us that have been ordering God knows how long, you guys literally, I remember a couple of weeks ago, I went on Amazon.com to do some grocery shopping, to pick up a few things. I got so frustrated around payday. I got so frustrated. Some of the things I needed, they didn't have. And the window, and y'all, at this time I wanted any window. The window in which I wanted to order from, all of the windows were closed. So what I did is I said, okay, I'm gonna go and try to go 4 days down the way, or maybe a week out. The windows were all closed. So I contacted customer service and asked them, when can I find an open window? And they were like, oh, we wish we could tell you when you could find an open window. But I was on the line 4 hours. I was on Amazon 4 hours. I just kept it open. And instantly I was able to get them to deliver that day within 2 hours. So persistence and consistency does pay off. So if you are not with Amazon Fresh and have not ordered from them in the past, you will get an invitation. I'm assuming that that invitation will come out as they hire more people. Amazon has also announced that they are hiring 100,000 people so that they're able to keep up with these deliveries at the time of need. It's so convenient because you don't have to do anything. You have this stay at home, stay in place protection order in effect by all of your local authorities. And to be able to order online is really, really convenient. The issue I have is essentials. What some persons call essentials and what others call essentials are two different things. Like, for instance, my husband went out the other day, and when he went out, my husband literally went out for me. I didn't ask him, y'all. I didn't ask him. Went out for me. My favorite potato chips are Lay's plain. Lay's plain potato chips. And he went and bought me a big bag of Lay's plain potato chips just at a little convenience store around here. And he said while he was standing in the line, he was saying to himself, I think he went to go get something else for him too, but he was standing in the line and he was saying, is this essential? You know, I can tell you in our neighborhood, it's very quiet. You don't see people out on the street as much. You don't see as much going on. The dogs are quiet. Like I've said in a video before, the world is quiet right now. It's definitely something going on. But what I want to say in these news stories and in closing in my video, because I'm going to close it out, I don't want it too long. Don't go out if you don't need to. Order in, order in. And when I say order in, I don't mean order food in. Because with the epidemic going on as it is right now, I'm hoping that you are cooking at home as opposed to cooking outside or ordering outside, because you don't know who cooking that food and you don't know who coughing on that food. I'm just being real. With that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to be reminded of all of the videos that I uploaded and that I upload. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. Literally, you guys, I was not going to tell you this, but I am going to tell you this. Literally within the last 2 weeks, 67 subscribers. I don't know what I did, but whatever it is, I need to keep doing it. Thank you so much. You all be strengthened, be encouraged. Just know that this too shall pass. I'll talk to y'all real soon. God bless you. Bye-bye.